Okay, moving on for math 8, and this is Monday, April 20th, 2020. Let's move on to the warm-up. The warm-up is going to consist of what we did last week. With last week, we did of over 100 equals is over percent. We're going to use that formula to find out our answers on each one of these. Find 30% of 80. Okay, so find 30% of 80. Well, we're going to do number one right over here, but we have percent and we have of. We don't have the is, so that's going to be our x. So now let's fill in what we know in our proportion over here. 30% of 80. So 30%, percent is on the bottom. So 30 goes right there. Of 80. Well, 80 would go on the of, which is in the upper left-hand corner. And then what's always in the problem? Well, look at the grid right here. We have 100. That's the only number you see, right? So the 100 goes right there. What's the only spot open? Right here, and that is our is. And that's what we clarified earlier, is the x. Okay, so you cross multiply. Remember, proportions are cross multiply, then divide, but we're gonna do cross multiplication first. 100 times x. We don't know the value for x, so that becomes 100x. It attaches itself. Equals 80 times 30. Well, if we don't know that answer, we just come down here and go 80 times 30. Or you guys can use a calculator because you're in 8th grade. So 0, you can just bring down as a placeholder. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24. So 2,400. You write that right over here. Now, what I have is an equation. So I got to have my opposite line. Okay? And if I have my opposite line, 100 and x. That's side by side. And like Mr. Ortiz said, side by side is multiply. We want to do the opposite. So opposite of multiplication is division. Cross it off, divide it over here. Now, what did we talk about before? We talked about if you have a 0 in the numerator and a 0 in the denominator, they can cancel. Remember, think smarter, not harder. 0, 0, they can cancel. Now, you're left with 24 over 1. How many times can 1 go into 24? It can go in 24 times. So my answer is 24. Hope that helps.